Hey guys, this is Josh. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the edge of Denneoord and the forest. As you can see in the background, it is actually a very stunning merge, if I could say that, between the civilization, a small pathway, and the forest, which is quite imposing. We're going to take a little walk through the forest, see what we can find, see if there's anything interesting. I'm going to be taking that little path over there, and we'll see what you can find. Join me. As soon as you step into the forest, it does look imposing. The canopy closes over and you suddenly realize that you are in one of probably the deepest forests that George still has to offer at the moment. Thinking back to the time of the pioneers, this is probably what they had to cut their way through. This is all they could see from ground level. It's probably a task and a half. Just a little interesting point here. These fungus going all over. All the way down there as well. We have the railway line. Takes a beautiful curve over there. That is picturesque. We're also going past the municipal waterworks. I believe these are the reservoirs. I believe there is an 8 megaliter and 9 megaliter. And I believe the one on the end is actually a 13 megaliter reservoir. The square one is quite large. I believe that is a new one that was commissioned in the last few years. These are the main buildings of the waterworks. Up until a few years ago, it was easy to walk in and talk to the people. But I'm guessing because of vagrants and vandalism, it's now under lock and key, electric gate, and some pretty impressive barbed wire. Not something you just want to tamper with. I'm guessing these are the settling ponds. Or the old reservoirs. Old reservoirs. It's actually quite amazing to stand here and listen to the frogs croaking in the marshy ground below. This is where they pump the water to from the George Dam to process it. Obviously store it in the storage bins that are just beyond that rise, before they send it out to people in George. Possibly one of the most thankless jobs I think a municipality has to do. Provide water when everyone complains about the infrastructure failing the bulls that are too high, do they really think that they just get water? The amount of expense that goes into processing their daily supply. Perhaps they would rethink if they knew. So let's continue on from the waterworks. Basically this direction is moving further and further away from the civilization, more into the wooded bush area of the mountainside, following the train tracks. Hopefully we can find something interesting. Seems like we're definitely on the right path. And we are back by the train tracks. Oh, it's interesting. That path goes up there. My spider senses are tingling. Must take the path of least resistance. This is a mountain bike path, by the way. And I believe this is the downhill path. So if someone does come down here, I'm in trouble. From the devastating fires that came through here, you can see the new growth is definitely winning. I just wonder who has the right to the timber that's all over here. Make some exceptional braais with all the wattle. I must say, this is quite a bit easier to come up a path than to forge your own. As steep as it is, at least I don't have undergrowth to deal with. As soon as I start to move onto this flat ground, my calves thank me. There's a fire burning inside me. Ooh, check this road out. That's a nice place to walk. Let's see where this takes us. I do recall from before the waterworks was locked up, there were a few paths that we used to walk. This was not one of them. However, if my direction was correct, it should lead to one of the paths we took further down. There is a lot of wattle growing over here, still young trees. The species that is invasive. The municipality does have drives every once in a while to wipe it out, but it produces seeds so quickly. It's very difficult to get rid of entirely, especially when it comes up in such thickets. This is a right-hand turn that I have never taken before, where I'm coming from actually. But I know down that one is obviously the waterworks. We are going up. At least now I know I will not get lost. and I'm coming back to where I started. So if you guys like the videos that I'm putting out, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to be the first one to get notified, hit the notification bell at the bottom, and Google, YouTube will let you know as soon as I put another video out. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe and stay strong.